Hey guys, happy 2018 Easter, Passover, April Fools, however you decide to celebrate it. It's me, Joey T from the Cartoon.P, with my, I guess technically second live stream on YouTube. The first one being the Procreate live stream that I have that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, so I was really intending for this to be the live stream where I answer your questions and concerns in regards to the last few videos that I put out. So what I'm going to do is, because I know that I'm normally going to be able to see the questions up here, I'm also going to be looking at it through my phone just so that I can be able to answer as many questions as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. But in the meantime, I would like to let you know that in response to the videos, I'm not quitting the Cartoon Palooza. I want to make that clear. And I'm also going to address why I made the video I made last month and whether or not, and I think the big thing is whether or not this is considered a big gag, which was not the intention. I did not want this to be seen as just an April Fool's prank because the overwhelming response that I got, really makes it feel that I should at least explain myself because I feel that it was interesting to see how people responded to those last videos. So, last few months have been kind of tough. I started a new job, and if anybody knows what I do outside of YouTube, it's work with people. I'm a therapist, so that's my job, that's my profession, and I love it. And right now, I'm in a place where that's my focus. So YouTube kind of have been put on the back burner for a bit, which is unfortunate for me because I love making videos. I love getting a chance to talk about movies. I love a chance to, make videos on YouTube. But it was harder for me to do with my job, so I was not able to make as many videos as I normally do, which means that I had to change some things. I was making a review in last month. Technically, it will be last month. And I did not get a chance to make those videos last month. I was working on my Wallace and Cromit Curse of the Were-Rabbit review, and it was through making the review I was kind of dissatisfied because I was like, is this going to be like January where I was only able to make one video, and then in February only be able to make another video? I wasn't too happy with that, so I decided what would be a better way for me to start a kind of a soft reboot than with a sort of conclusion. And on top of the fact that in my mind, I was like, it's April Fool's coming up next month. I think it would be a great opportunity to utilize that. And I figured it would be kind of cool for me to make a pseudo April Fool's part reboot, but then realizing that when I made the video, the See You Later video, it it really drew a lot of emotions out of people, and I did not intend for that at all. I mean, it was very overwhelming. Like, holy crap. I feel like a jerk. I really do. I feel like I pretty much killed the hopes and dreams of a ton of you guys, and I was just completely heartbroken. Cause like I was reading through the comments and it's just like, oh my god, you can't quit this show. I've been watching this for many years, and you've inspired me to do this. You've inspired me to do one person even mentioned that he had a friggin' a museum opening and he used a quote from my review. I was just like, oh my god. Man. Yeah. I really wasn't trying to cash in on this. Uh it feels so wrong saying that, but it really sucks that I would that I came across that way. So no, in response to See You Later, I'm not quitting the Cartoon Palooza. If the See You Later Part 2 video made any clearer, I'm going to be changing some things about the Cartoon Palooza. So instead of making every video at least 6 minutes long, there are some movies that I watch where I don't feel like it meets a 6 minute review. I feel like it would only fit a I want to say maybe sometimes I make a video that's 5 minutes long out of a movie because I really don't know what else to say about a movie. And as I'm stating again, I'm not leaving. The Cartoon Palooza is staying. I'm just changing some things. Like I said, some reviews may be shorter than 6 minutes. For example, next week I reviewed Kung Fu Panda, and the review came out to a little bit more than 5 minutes long. So if you round it, it'd be about 6 minutes. That video is coming next week, and I already got it on the docket. After Kung Fu Panda will be the Curse of the Were-Rabbit review that was supposed to come out in March. And then afterwards, wow, I'm getting a lot of responses. This is amazing. I gotta like follow through on all these because I want to make sure I answer all your questions and concerns. In case anybody is just jumping into this, I'm stating that I'm not quitting the show, but I am going to be changing some formats and changing the style of my videos. And if you want, I've also got my drawing desk over here. If you guys want me to start sketching, I'll be more than happy to start sketching. In case anybody's curious, here's a picture of Batman I did a while back. I actually used a Copic marker to get the shading in. If you can see, Copic markers are amazing. I don't know why I've never got a chance to use Copic markers. So maybe I'll get to do a couple sketches here and there. It really depends on what you guys want to see me do. But okay, back on track. Some reviews are going to be shorter than 6 minutes long. If the ending of See You Later Part 2 didn't make it any clearer than that, yeah, I kind of soft rebooting the Cartoon Palooza, not making big changes, but the big thing is that I hope to at least have 3 videos a month, and they're going to be Cartoon Palooza reviews, and yeah, I actually do have a personal life and other responsibilities, so it's I do have a life outside of YouTube, as I mentioned earlier in this video. It's just that it's harder for me to make videos, but I think I found out how to make Cartoon Palooza reviews within my time, which is why I'm trying to come down to a format that makes sense, which is why I think 3 videos a month, and it won't. I want it to be a worth it movie. I want it to be a okay movie or TV show, and a forget about it. Speaking of which, you may notice that a couple reviews, I'm not going to be wearing my signature jacket. Some Cartoon Palooza reviews, I'll probably just be wearing a regular t-shirt. Because I think I'm at a point where I always felt like the character part, I was never really a character, and the Brooklyn accent was just kind of a side thing that came out of it. And I've kind of come to a point where I think more people don't really care about that. So I'm going to try to make it as more natural as possible. I'm seeing a couple questions here in regards to TV shows I watch or don't watch, or people haven't heard any opinions on. One of those is the movie Early Man. I didn't get to see Early Man yet, which is funny because I just talked about doing a review for an Aardman animated film in this month, 2 weeks from now, Curse of the Were-Rabbit. I didn't see Sherlock Gnomes. Last year I was on a roll watching every animated film that came out in theaters, and I guess I got very overwhelmed, with that. So I'm kind of at a point where I felt like I was kind of burning myself out having to watch every animated film that came out in theaters. So I didn't see Sherlock Gnomes because I saw the trailer for Sherlock Gnomes and I knew for a fact that this movie wasn't for me. I didn't know why they made Sherlock Gnomes into a movie. I don't know why the movie got a sequel. I really don't know why that movie got a sequel. I remember the Mankini thing from the first Sherlock Gnomes, which I'm pretty sure that movie came out when I was in high school. That's how far back this thing was. And on top of the fact, I'm pretty sure the Sherlock Gnomes was a Weinstein produced movie. So the fact that they're trying to get this thing out and it was potentially produced by the Weinsteins, I may be wrong, but it reminded me of like Hoodwink 2 coming out like 5 years after the first Hoodwinked. So, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. I have no interest and no desire to see friggin' Sherlock Gnomes. So in case anybody's just jumping into this, I'm letting you guys know I'm not quitting the Cartoon Palooza. As I mentioned in the last video, see you later part 2, I'm soft rebooting it. There are some changes that I'm going to be making. But one of those is that I'm going to be having reviews shorter than... Okay, let me know if you guys are able to see this. It says I'm live. Not getting any funky stuff going on. It's back. Okay, good. As I'm saying, I'm not quitting the Cartoon Palooza. I am doing a soft reboot. I mentioned this in the last video, and I also mentioned this in a couple of tweets I sent earlier today. And no, it's not for the sake of being a mean-spirited gag. That was never the intention. I just thought it would have been interesting to do it on... It would have been interesting to do on April Fool's, you know? I just feel like that day in general had a lot going for it. I feel like it's Easter, Passover, and April Fool's. It would be interesting for me to announce a big change on a day like that. But the big changes that I'm going to be making to the show is that I prefer to be doing a more natural performance. So I'm not going to be coming on it in a full Brooklyn accent. I may have a slight Brooklyn accent because that's just how I talk. So I know a couple people before mentioned that it's more entertaining when I'm in character, but to be honest with you, there's being entertaining and there's also being genuine, and I've noticed that more people prefer a review that's more genuine, and I kind of prefer that too. Over the years, this idea of a character, showing up in a review in a character has kind of taken away from the content of the review. It's almost made it feel like it's just really bad sketch comedy. And sometimes I pull that off in a couple of my videos for the sake of, you know, the content I'm doing. Maybe I'm just like really bored and I just want to make, maybe I just want to make a fun video for the sake of making a fun video. But other times I just don't really, I don't know. I don't feel like I should, I really want to fall back on this idea of, oh, it's a character. It's a thing. I'm just doing it as a character. So, you know, you might see me not wear my jacket. I might just wear a shirt like this, mostly cartoon related. I've noticed that going to Hot Topic, you get a lot of cartoon related merch. And I picked up a couple of great shirts that I plan on wearing in my reviews. If you guys want to check those out, just give me 1 second. Let's all go to the movies. Let's all go to the movies. Let's all go to the movies to get something to eat. Oh, you guys are going to get a kick out of this. So I picked up a shirt from my last visit to Hot Topic that I plan on reviewing on a couple of shows. Check this out. Look at that. Pizza friggin' Planet. Now that's going to be a lot of fun. Look at that. It's a Pizza Planet t-shirt. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, I plan on wearing that in a couple of reviews. And just check this baby out. This is it. Look at that. Look at this. That is sexy, baby. This is sexy. Pizzagate? I don't know. I'm talking Toy Story, baby. Pizza Planet from Toy Story. Hell yeah, it's dope, Joseph Armstrong. What? Who are you with this gate stuff? Gamergate, Scoobygate, Pizzagate, Gategate, the gate of gates. I don't know. It's a big gate. Um, I was quickly reminded of the Scooby Natural episode, so if anybody want to know what I thought about that, I could quickly give you my opinions on the Scooby Natural crossover. Yep, there you go. I did see it. I had to download the CW app to see it for free. Just a little bit of background. I don't watch Supernatural. So, but from what I know is that a lot of people who have seen this episode already said that, and the people producing the episode said that you don't have to watch Supernatural in order to get the Scooby Doo crossover. So I kind of appreciated that. It reminded me of um, the Flash crossovers with Green Arrow, where you don't really have to watch either show. You can kind of just go in and watch a big superhero crossover. So there were a couple things I figured were part of the continuity of the TV show that didn't get too distracting. But I will say the one thing that kind of bothered me about this crossover was that they were marketing this as like a new thing. Like, it's a Scooby Doo crossover with a TV show. Oh, it's going to be cool. And yet, the animation quality seemed kind of familiar. It was almost like something I watched a couple years ago with John Cena. Yeah, I mean, I've seen Scooby Doo crossover with real people, so what makes this any special? And on top of the fact that the idea of a more modern, you know, crossover with a dated cartoon like Scooby Doo has kind of been done before too with Johnny Bravo. And it's funny because everybody that's praising, the contrast between the two things seem to forget that this has been done before and has been done before pretty well in the Johnny Bravo Scooby Doo crossover. So am I taking a knock on saying that this is a bad crossover? No, I actually enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was kind of cute, funny seeing a fan interact with Scooby Doo, knowing that it's Scooby Doo. One thing that the Johnny Bravo thing didn't do is that Johnny Bravo didn't know that he was in a cartoon. So it's not like they remembered that they were in a. It's not like they were in a cartoon. It's that in this one they knew that they are in a cartoon, whereas Johnny Bravo didn't know that he was in a cartoon. Um, so it was interesting to see how people would react to that. And, I was actually pleasantly surprised with how it turned out. I just think that it wasn't really this brand new thing to see Scooby Doo done in a crossover like this. So my thoughts aren't that it's amazing. It's just it was good. It was enjoyable. Um, so animation analysis says they've seen the scene where they discovered. Yeah, I saw that too. And people are flipping out because it is a good crossover. Technically, is a good crossover. It was very enjoyable. Maybe I'm kind of sounding like a snob when I'm saying, I've seen better, in another product. So I guess I'm overseeing the general idea of like why people appreciate it. And I think because it's something current with a property like Scooby Doo that's so nostalgic and really touches upon people's nostalgia is, you know, I'd like to see it dead. I don't know what your preferences are, so good luck to you. Um, let's see. What else do we got? Have I ever heard of Plague Dogs? Yes, I have. I've heard of Plague Dogs through Watership Down. I'm pretty sure it's the same filmmaker who worked on Watership Down, which was kind of relevant because I went to go see Isle of Dogs, and Wes Anderson has said that Plague Dogs is a big influence on Isle of Dogs. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so maybe if I do a review on it, who knows. In case anybody's jumping into this, I'm going to readdress what I've said before, and you can probably watch earlier into the video too. I'm not quitting the Cartoon Palooza. I'm just doing a soft reboot, going for a more natural Cartoon Palooza persona reviews, and I'll be making at least 3 videos a month, which would give me at least 1 week to recoup. I hope to have 1 week where I write all the reviews, 3 videos that I plan on doing. 1 week where I could do all the filming, and then afterwards, believe it or not, the longest part is the editing. So, you know, yeah, I would say this is more like a major change, not necessarily a reboot, but I feel like in this day and age, soft reboots have not been reboots where it like acknowledge it, it just completely erases things. I think a best example I could think of would be this. I think it's called "I Feel Sick." It was a show on YouTube I watched a really long time ago, where they introduced this idea of rebooting, and it's not like they, completely erased everything. It's just that, you know, it's just making a big change. So that's what this is. This isn't me getting rid of it. This is just some really big changes to the show. Like I said, I'm gonna go for a more natural review, more genuine to me, and I don't know if I'll be getting rid of additional skits or anything because I never really did any additional skits. I kind of just focused on the contents of the review. Um, got a couple more questions coming in here. So now I'm going for another quick critic. Going to quit. Okay, so I've seen this one come up a couple times. I am excited for Incredibles 2. I might get a lot of hate for saying this, but I don't think there are that many animated films I'm that interested in seeing this year other than The Incredibles 2. I got to see I said Plague Dogs. I already got to see Isle of Dogs twice in theaters, so I was very happy to see Isle of Dogs. Incredibles 2 is coming out, so I'm excited. I'm excited for that too. Spider-Verse! I keep forgetting about Spider-Verse. Yes, I can't wait till that movie comes out. Um, for years, I've wanted to see like an animated Spider-Man movie, so it would be kind of cool. No, God, no, I'm not excited for the Venom movie. I'm sorry, but from what I hear about, that movie looks like a train wreck. I'm quote me on saying this, but this isn't supposed to connect to Spider-Man in the MCU or even connect to Spider-Man in general because Sony's in a weird place with the rights of that character. So I don't understand how you can really make a Venom movie without Spider-Man. I think it's possible, that's what they're doing. I just don't think it's going to be doing that well. Wreck-It Ralph 2 looks very good too. I know a couple of people want me to talk about that. I am looking forward to Wreck-It Ralph 2. I love the first movie, in case you haven't seen my videos in the past where I've talked about Wreck-It Ralph. Done a Cartoon-Palooza shorty on Wreck-It Ralph 2, which would technically have been my first Cartoon-Palooza. Was it my first cartoon? No, it wasn't my first Cartoon-Palooza shorty. I've talked about Wreck-It Ralph in a review where I also talked about Pixels, which was fun to do. I might do that again. I was thinking about doing that for Idiocracy and Wall-E for some reason. I just think both those movies would be fun to compare and contrast. Whereas one movie I think did the format well and the other one not so much, but I won't say which one it was. Of course I've seen The Iron Giant. What geeky dude would not have seen The Iron Giant? In case you're just jumping into this, I'll be putting up more promotions, but I finished filming 3 reviews that I'll state are coming next month. I have planned, give me a break on all the upcoming animated films. I gotta focus on one thing at a time. So I plan on having 3 reviews. I actually filmed all 3 reviews. The first review that I finished was Kung Fu Panda. It's uploaded and it's ready to come next week. After that will be Curse of the Were-Rabbit. And for the sake of checking this film out, I have so much to say about the Woody Woodpecker movie. It's actually turned out to be kind of longer than I thought it would be. And no, this isn't going to be like, oh, he's just cashing in on Woody Woodpecker, people bashing on that film. I saw this movie, and I've got things to say, because believe it or not, I didn't think I was going to be talking about Woody Woodpecker. But it was until I saw a clip of it when I was working with somebody. I won't say who or what. And I saw a clip of this film, and I saw the reaction from the kid watching Woody Woodpecker. I was just like, huh, this is something. This is interesting. And I think there was something to be said about Woody Woodpecker, because I will say this, and I will talk about it in my review in a couple of weeks. How did Woody Woodpecker not make the transition through time as well as Mickey or Bugs Bunny? And I really asked myself that question a couple times. And I really came down to, and I mentioned this on Twitter too, I feel like Universal just doesn't know how to handle their cartoon properties. Like, you gotta remember, this is the first studio to own Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. And, again, in case you're just jumping into this, I'm not quitting the Cartoon Palooza. I'm just making some big changes. That's what I tried to do with the See You Later Part 2 video. But I am saying this. I do plan on seeing Woody Woodpecker, and I don't know how Universal handles their cartoon characters, and that's one thing I'm going to be talking about in the Woody Woodpecker review. As you can tell, I get super distracted because I got a lot of these different questions coming up here. So somebody said, if there's one movie that I hate that everybody loves, it's not a cartoon that comes to mind, but I will say if there's one movie that I personally can't enjoy, but I tell this to everybody, but I completely get why people love the films, or Lord of the Rings. I can't get into Lord of the Rings. I can't get into the lore. I can't get into the style of filmmaking, and I get bored very easily watching the Lord of the Rings films, which is a bummer. Yes, I still draw comics. If you want, I'll be more than happy to make some sketches in case anybody wants me to sketch something. Just shoot out a request and I'll start drawing. Got my sketchbook here too. Let's see here. So, any thoughts on a drawing you guys want to see? And in the meantime, I could, well, I would love to draw Venom. That would be very fun. In the meantime, I guess I'll start talking about Treasure Planet. Because someone asked me, what are my thoughts on Treasure Planet? If you guys remember back in 2011, I made a video where I talked about animated films made by Disney that would be considered post-Disney Renaissance. And there were two movies at the time, because it's funny, because Disney was going to a point where they were kind of going into a new renaissance, but at that point, Frozen hasn't come out in theaters. Even Wreck-It Ralph hadn't even come out in theaters at that point when I made the video, which only tells me how crazy time has gone. So, me talking about this, there's a point to me rambling about Treasure Planet. So, I mentioned in that video, it was hard for me to rank both Treasure Planet and Atlantis: The Lost Empire. And that was because I personally didn't think Treasure Planet was a bad movie. There was one thing that really bothered me about Treasure Planet at the time, and I should rewatch it again. Because I always planned on watching it again at that time, but when I watched it the first time, you gotta remember this was back when I first started reviewing, so my analyses weren't like, really thought-provoking or in-depth, but like the first thing that really bothered me was that a hand-drawn film that was mostly computer animated, and I feel like so much of it put computer animation in things that didn't contrast well with the computer animation, that I felt like it didn't really take advantage, or at least I felt like it was a disadvantage to include so much computer animation in a film that's primarily animated to be traditionally animated. Because to me, it's like, if you're going to make a film and you're supposed to combine two mediums, and there are plenty of animated films like Iron Giant, for example, where the CG of the giant transitioned very well with the hand drawn world of the characters. So I just feel like Treasure Planet was a little disjointed. Sometimes the CG never really didn't really blend well, in my opinion. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen Treasure Planet, so maybe I should check that out again. So for my first sketch, somebody asked me, I think it was Samir who asked me to draw Venom. So here's my Venom sketch. Very quick, no pencils. I think I'm going to go ahead and start doing some shading, but this is the line work to my Venom. I guess because I'm wearing a Venom shirt, so it's only fair that I do that. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, you're very welcome. Drawing, anybody can draw. Anybody's got the skill to draw. Okay, I see Yakko next, and I have a feeling I know who said that. Initials DK probably wants me to draw Yakko. Don't you worry. I'll probably go ahead and draw Yakko Warner next. I see Hotel Transylvania is being asked about a lot, which is only fair because, yes, I am looking forward to Hotel Transylvania 3 as its working title, in my opinion, would be more Popeye artwork that didn't make the cut. So now they're making it into a third Hotel Transylvania movie. I am still looking forward to it, but there's no denying that there's a big Popeye. You could tell it was kind of like in the second Hotel Transylvania where that last scene where the kid is going straight up attack mode on the villains. That reminded me of Bluto getting his ass handed to him by Popeye, and I was like, yeah. Wonder why that is, from the director of a Popeye movie. See, I'm still getting used to these Copics, and I only have one Copic marker, so I'm just sort of playing around with the shading on this one, which is what I got so far. I don't know, I kind of want to start Yakko next, but that's what I got so far with my Venom. Maybe I'll do a couple more things with this little guy. It's always fun to draw. If you spend enough time doing something, you will be good. You spend enough time doing a skill, you will get better. And a lot of people get so overwhelmed with getting better now, and I know where you're coming from. I always tell myself I want to be a better artist. I want to draw better, I want to paint better, but sometimes creativity is one of those things that you just can't force, you just gotta let it be. And that's just been my approach to making artwork nowadays is, you know, wherever I'm inspired to make something, I just do it. So this is the Venom that I'm going to be sticking with for now. I will probably post this on my Instagram. Very quick. No pencils. That's my Venom. So let's do Yakko. And again, these aren't going to be with pencils. But I'm just going to go straight with markers. And in case anybody, again, is just jumping into this, further reiterate, no, I am not canceling the Cartoon Palooza. I am making really big changes to the Cartoon Palooza. And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people took it the wrong way, and maybe, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I don't know where I was going with this. Let me just go ahead with drawing Yakko for now. Yakko's a fun character. He's got like a big forehead. The funny thing is that this fellow who requested that I draw Yakko did ask me to mail him a drawing from my Patreon, which reminds me that is something that I should address. If there's one big change, it's that I am not continuing with Patreon. I feel like it was hard for me to maintain and uphold all those requests. Okay, that did not look like Yakko. I was just doing a traditional cartoon face, so that is definitely not Yakko. I'm gonna have to actually look online for this one. Let's see. Let's go over here and look up Yakko Warner. In the meantime, let's see. Okay, Grinch trailer. Why are they making a new Grinch movie over 10 years after they made another Grinch movie? To me, it just seems kind of redundant. Not crazy about it because nothing about this film really strikes me as being anything different from any other Illuminations animated film. And at this point, Dr. Seuss has kind of been abused in films. I mean, there have been good films. I love Horton Hears a Who, but I feel like as far as feature length Dr. Seuss movies, that's the best one. That's the best one we got so far. Actually, you know what? So, my thoughts on seeing the Grinch trailer is this. I don't understand why they're going to have Benedict Cumberbatch not talk in his natural voice. And I know they didn't show his character talking for that long. So, from what I heard, it sounded like most Illumination characters where they do like a lot of over pronunciations and they're very silly and cartoony. And I'm like, Benedict Cumberbatch didn't need to do that because Boris Karloff didn't need to do that. He just talked in his natural voice. I mean, it's not as cartoony as Jim Carrey's performance. So, that's something. Spider-Verse looks amazing. For starters, the fact that it's called Spider-Verse, which indicates that they're going to introduce this idea of multiple universes, because the Spider-Verse comics, if you haven't seen the Spider-Verse comics, they're fun. Though that was a fun comic book series, man. That was a fun one. Lots of fun, man. So it'd be interesting to see a Spider-Verse film. And it'd be interesting to see a big Miles Morales film. That character has really been getting popular. See, with animation, I don't think Sony's going to mess this one. They've got a better track record with animation. And I'm even going to say this with the Angry Birds film. I don't even think that film was that bad. The Oscars, I see someone talking about Oscars this year. I think it's better to say that the winners. So with the Oscars this year, I actually thought the winners were more impressive than the actual show. So I wasn't too impressed with the show, but I was very impressed with the winners. I was very happy Guillermo del Toro won his first best film for directing, which to me reminded me of something Iñárritu, I think that's how you pronounce his name, said about comic book movies being the death of media, and to see a big geek like Guillermo del Toro win, and he's a very big self-proclaimed geek. Let's not shy away from that fact. Win an Academy Award makes me a happy camper. Very happy camper. So any other questions? Oh, that is a great one. Favorite movie to review. It's gonna sound cliche, but I kind of love every video that I talk about. I'm gonna give a shout out to my buddy Mike Mixtape, who did an interview with me. In case I forget the movie that I said in that interview. Favorite movie to review? You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's gonna sound like a boring answer, but that Smurfs review I did with Animat was so much fun. That was a fun video to make. A video that I feel like really defined the look and feel of the Cartoon Palooza was Beetlejuice, the animated series. I feel like without that video, there would not have been a Cartoon Palooza style. So I do really think the Beetlejuice TV series was the best thing for me personally as a creator to have worked on. Because I feel like that really got the ball rolling with the show. If I had to choose after making animation reviews or animation, what would I go with? Animation in a heartbeat. I actually planned on doing a Cartoon Palooza animated review, um, kind of in the style of Adam Ruins Everything, where I travel into a movie. And it's also, I kind of got the idea too, so no one's going to talk about me stealing anything from anybody else, but I did get the idea from watching the Blockbuster Buster reviews where he would travel inside of a movie and offer criticisms to the filmmakers working on the films or talking to the characters directly. And I thought that was such a clever idea. To see that done in animation would have been a lot of fun because for me it would have to be like 3 or 4 big plot holes with the film that have to be addressed. And I thought about me as an animated avatar traveling inside the Emoji Movie and talking to the characters. And one thing I had pictured in my mind was me traveling into the Emoji Movie and basically telling the characters, so you're totally content with killing, because if you haven't noticed in the movie The Emoji Movie, when the character Gene is revealed to be a flaw, they don't just treat him like an outcast, like they just ignore him and all that, like, you know, as most movies would do with outcasts, not necessarily in a place where they would just actively persecute somebody, just sort of like let them be and then shun them, and then it gives them a chance to, you know, prove themselves, or, you know, that sort of trope. They just want to kill him. Like, they just want to murder him. They just want to murder the character. That just like, poof. That's something you gotta talk about. I can just imagine myself being like, so you want to kill him? Like in a kid's movie. You want to kill him. And the parents are totally okay with that too. Like Gene's parents in the Emoji Movie. Let's go kill my son. Because he's a flaw to the program. What is up with this movie again? Jeez Louise, man. But yeah, I always thought that would have been a fun concept to for a review. What's the next question I got? Let me see if I can go back to this. This is what I got so far with Yakko. I'm just gonna go fill in the blacks with Yakko over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish that up. No, I did not see Peter Rabbit because I had no intentions on seeing Peter Rabbit. But I will say this about Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit is probably the lamest thing to ever make a modern day feature film into, and I'm not saying that as an insult to Peter Rabbit. I'm saying that as somebody who grew up with Peter Rabbit. I will tell you, Peter Rabbit is not the kind of film that general moviegoers would want to see nowadays, unless it's done for, like, you know, an indie audience. Like, I remember watching a ballet performance based on Peter Rabbit, and now you've got like a Sony Pictures animated film made for a wide audience of Peter friggin' Rabbit. Like, Peter Rabbit, I'm not saying this to be a jerk, but Peter Rabbit is kind of lame. Just as a thing. It's not like Winnie the Pooh, and I'm saying that as somebody that grew up with Peter Rabbit and read the books and know about, you know, all the other characters, like, what was it, Tom the cat, the frog, and yeah, this Piggly Wiggly, I think it is. Don't hate me. I seriously always thought these characters were kind of lame, so that's why I'm not really taking my time remembering these character names. I just know, like, their stories were never really anything to really warrant like a big feature film for. So those are my thoughts on going into Peter Rabbit. I didn't actually see Peter Rabbit for that reason. I don't have any desire or want to see. Thank you, Tigglywinkle. No desire to see that movie at all. Uh, so, anybody else got any other questions? Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. I've seen that years ago. Man, oh man, oh man. That is, that's a no-go for me. Not a fan of it. To me, Brave Little Toaster is such a unique film. It's such an interesting film. I've already talked about it and I've reviewed it, and Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars just doesn't really matter. Anything else after Brave Little Toaster, it just doesn't really matter. Which is on top of the fact that it's kind of confusing. So you have Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars come out first, and then an animated film called Brave Little Toaster Goes to the Rescue. But believe it or not, you'd have to watch Brave Little Toaster Goes to the Rescue before watching Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. So when that movie first came out, nobody, everybody's seen this out of order. So you have a movie that came out before another sequel that nobody's ever seen. So no one had no idea about the things going on in Brave Little Toaster Going to Mars because you have to have seen the movie Brave Little Toaster going to the other one. Pleasing Wes Anderson. Could you repeat the Wes Anderson question? That one kind of just flew by very fast. A lot of these questions flew by. Animat does his own thing. Someone's asking me, Animat's hatred on Sony. That's his thing. I've talked to him about it. He's kind of a rational guy, so I don't see where all this hatred towards Animat comes from as a person. Maybe his hatred comes off as very big in his videos, but if you talk to him in real life, he's not really this big, angry person. Um, I think his videos to this day are still very well made, and he's got a great format. And the kid works his ass off. I can't imagine anybody hating a guy like Animat when he puts so much effort into the work he does. So I don't really have any opinion on his hatred of Sony Pictures Animation. That's his thing. I just think I don't see him as a mean spirited person to want to say that he's a really cool guy, man. He really is. Oh, Wes Anderson universe would I live? They're all in the same. They're all in the same universe in some ways. I think there's a world and a character reads a book and they enter into another Wes Anderson film, or they read a book and they enter into another Wes Anderson film. So if there's one world that I would love to live in, it would probably be like the base world. So I think maybe Bottle Rocket's the base world of which, or even Rushmore. I think Rushmore, there's a character from Rushmore that reads every Wes Anderson movie that comes out. And I feel like that's just the best world to live anyways. Last Jedi, I have seen it. Interesting enough, every Easter, in case nobody knows this already, a little personal fact about me. Every Easter, me and my family watch Star Wars. We eat Italian Easter bread, which is a special Italian baked good that my mom makes. It's a bread with provolone and salami, and we watch the original Star Wars films. We were gonna get The Force Awakens, but I had to do the live stream, and I did see Last Jedi, and I didn't mind the movie as much as a lot of people did. Speaking of which, here's my finished Yakko. Yakko Warner. Maybe I'll add some shading to him. I think that'd be kind of interesting to add some shading. And again, I'd be love to lost my train of thought again. Make another one. Let's see. A lot of these questions are kind of similar to one another. A lot of animation review questions. Must be a relief now that I'm getting rid of the I'm getting rid of the Patreon. I guess a lot more people have open reign on requests now, which I think more people will be relieved by. So if anybody's got any animation related questions, you can ask. I hope I can get to as many as possible. I think I'm going to go to one more drawing, and I'm probably going to wrap things up for tonight. Be good. This is definitely better than the last stream I had. I feel like it just went kaput on me when I did it from my iPad. So I'm kind of glad this stream turned out better than I thought it would. So here's Yakko with some more shading with my Copic marker. Oh yeah, I would actually love to do live streams every Sunday where I could just talk to you guys, answer questions and whatnot. To me, it seems like a lot of fun to do. If anybody has any other questions, let's do one more drawing. So anybody give me another request for a drawing, and we'll go from there. Um, you know what? Animation critics really have it hard because they see. Oh, okay, I'll do a sketch of myself since anybody is telling me that. I already drew Batman, so I'm gonna go show that again. This was done earlier, a couple weeks ago. Um, but again, super distracted. Back to my train of thought. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? I said something about. Okay, someone asked about being a reviewer and asking questions as far as being a reviewer. I really think critics have it hard when they see every movie that comes out. Currently, I have a friend on YouTube named Wasteland Reviewer. You should check out his reviews, where he would watch every movie that comes out in theaters, and he gives his opinion on it, and he makes a short video about it. Every movie he sees, I can't, man. That's so hard. It really is. And when I went into reviewing animation, and for as long as I did it, that's always been the struggle because you want to make something engaging, you want to make entertainment, but at the same time, you also want to make relevant content when it comes to reviews. So I always feel like if you're going to go into reviewing, choose something that you have something to say. Because I don't think criticism is restricted to a class. I don't think being a critic has to be restricted to one type of person. If you feel passionate about talking about something, you should feel free to make a review on it. How you choose to make that review is up to you. I know that sounds like the most basic thing to say, but it's really true. If you feel passionate about something, you should should really talk about it. So let's start this last sketch of me. It's going to be a quick sketch. In the meantime, let's see if there are any other questions anybody has. I hope I'm answering as many questions as I can. If I'm not getting anywhere with them, I apologize. In case anybody's still confused, as I mentioned earlier in this live stream, I'm not quitting the Cartoon Palooza. I'm just making major changes. Some reviews are going to be shorter than 6 minutes, but I will be making more videos that don't focus on a character or whatnot. I think it's just going to be coming on as me, and you'll notice a less accent. Personally, I think I've gotten past the point where it's not really a character, especially nowadays with Channel Awesome. I don't know why I'm bringing up Channel Awesome all of a sudden, but like, holy crap. If anybody's been following Change the Channel, that site is going down really fast. Holy crap. It feels bad. I really do. Like, when you see the responses coming out of that, and it really started a lot of the things that people were abusing with reviewing. This idea of creating a character, you know. At the end of the day, the thing that always bothered me about Doug Walker's reviews is that if he ever felt like he wanted to deflect something, he could always say, "It's part of the show. It's part it's part of it's part of the character I'm creating. I'm gonna say this because that's it's a prank, bro. You know, to me that's so fake, and it's kind of rude. And sometimes, like when sometimes it's not done all the time and mean spirited, but you know, I always felt like if there's something you're personally mad about, just go on and talk about it as yourself. You know. Those are my thoughts on a character, and I guess in regards to the changes on animations. Someone asked me if I'm going to continue with making comics, so I'm going to go ahead and address that. So I still draw my comics, but the comic that I'm selling on Amazon, is on a back burner right now. And the funny thing is that I finished a second issue of that comic. I've been having a harder time, and part of that is because I changed computers. So it seems kind of like a silly thing to say, but it's kind of true. It's funny because this sketch I'm doing of myself kind of looks like what's Freakazoid's alter ego, Dexter? It's actually turning into Dexter from Freakazoid. Alright. Where was I going with this? Dexter Douglas, thank you. Making a Shaun of the... Oh, so they are making a sequel to, they're making a sequel. Ask Joey T is harder to pull off. I may go back to that. I just haven't really found a format for my Ask Joey T reviews, which would be a lot of fun since, as you guys know, and I mentioned before, I'm a therapist, so it would be fun for me to make videos focused on mental health and therapy. I was thinking about making videos on that channel where I show how to make mandalas. That's like a fun thing to do when I work. Making mandalas is always a lot of fun. So I would like to go back to that, but right now it's just harder to pull off. So here's my sketch of myself done as Dexter Douglas for some reason. See a resemblance? Minus the beard. Kind of looks like Noah Antweiler's. Ooh boy. Looks like his last avatar. Let me know what you guys think. Yes, Wes Anderson is a quirky character. 37/10. Not bad. 10 out of 10. Lots of hearts. Duck Duck Goose looks like crap. End of story. I really don't know what else to say about that movie. Who's in it? Jim Gaffigan? Jim Gaffigan in a talking duck movie? Yeah! Why not? Jim Gaffigan, the talking duck movie. Duck Duck Goose. They're making a movie called Duck Duck Goose. For years, no one had ever figured they'd tap into the potential of making a movie called Duck Duck Goose. Such class. I kind of want to draw one more. You know what? Frig it. I'm gonna draw another thing. Someone asked me to draw Homer Simpson. Let's go draw Homer Simpson. This is fun. Favorite singer. Guys get a kick out of this. Some people say I look like Josh Groban. Anybody see the resemblance? Family for years have always said that I look like Josh Groban. Bendy's too easy. I'm going to draw Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson's also easy too. I already mentioned this before. Favorite movie that everybody loves, but I kind of dislike is Lord of the Rings. I just can't get into those films. I understand why people love them, but me personally, I don't. And as you would know, I don't like the Beatles. Remember, guys? No, that's a joke. I love the Beatles. It was just for the sake of that Smurfs review I did with Animat. I'd love to see Gargoyles get a movie. That cartoon is due for a film. And they should have Keith David reprise his role as Goliath. That would be a lot of fun. Here's my quick sketch of Homie. There's my Homie sketch, guys. Very long for some reason. Thoughts? Thoughts? Questions? Let me know what you think. Homer Simpson. Very long, isn't he? Black Hat Manor. That's cool. Duck Duck Goose, same company as Nut Job. Oh wow, no wonder I have no desire to see that. Let's see. It's really hard catching up with all these questions. Everybody's got a lot of things to say. What is a Discord? Does that have anything to do with live streaming? Because I would love to go back to doing live streams from my tablet, where I would be able to draw from Procreate, so that at least you guys could see me draw above. Or in the meantime, maybe I'll just get a rig where I could put my phone and you could watch me draw from above. Oh, talk to people. Spiel. Cheap app. Voice calls with your fans. WhatsApp for nerds. Skype-ish. Okay. I see what you guys are saying. Maybe it'd be easier for me the next time I do this, so I could like keep track of people that I talk to. That would be interesting. I'd like to check that out. Maybe look into it. There's always different things I would want to look into. Favorite video, I've mentioned this before. It's kind of hard saying what my favorite video is. But I do love the Beetlejuice review. Favorite faith film-based film, Prince of Egypt, at this point. I was actually thinking about that today. I can tell you who's not looking forward to Toy Story 4. Two people, Rashida Jones and John Lasseter. Yeah, that was kind of dark. God's Not Dead looks like crap. No desires on seeing that. I was going to see Ready Player One yesterday, but I had to go see family for the for Easter. Would like to see that. And any reviews that I think I could do better. Ooh, never ask a creator where he'd want to do something better than he did before, because I'm very self-critical about the work I do. Man, if there was like one video that I'm just ashamed of, it's my first annual Oscar prediction show. So I had this idea of doing something special because I was asked to be a part of the website, The Agony Booth. It was very exciting for me to be part of The Agony Booth. I actually feel like that propelled me to make better content. And I feel like I really blew it with my first big video, which was an Oscar prediction show. Camera quality was crap. It was dim litly, and I felt like the editing was bad. I was just got a new computer, so I had to redo a lot of stuff. So that's one video I'd love to do again. I noticed a lot of people are now talking about John Kirk-Faluski. Yeah, John K. For years, I've kind of like backed off on talking about John K. I've always appreciated Ren and Stimpy, but over the years, my opinion on John K. has just kind of gone down. And you gotta remember, like in high school, I was like one of those snobby geeks who, I was reading up on this. I was kind of a big cinema nerd, cinema snob in high school, and I actually always felt like I agreed with John K. in high school, but like I always knew there was something off because he would just go way too. Like, he was just way too cynical about his opinion on the animation industry to me, where it's just like no sane person would would act like this. And for some reason, I feel like he went off the rails. And for years, I kind of knew, a lot of people knew about the underage dating, but for some reason, I think with the Me Too movement, it's starting to get more traction. But like, it was one of those things that I feel like, well, not that he sexually harassed somebody. He was very open about having girls he dated underage, which is friggin' creepy. But I guess through like some legalities, he was able to get away with it. But like, dude, it's still wrong, still messed up. But I'm just not surprised. Kind of a bad guy. Kind of a bad guy. That's awkward. How am I gonna segue out of that? A fantasy creature I'd like to see more of. Um, I feel like every fantasy creature gets enough to do. I will say it makes no sense why Wrinkle in Time did not include a centaur. I think anybody who's watched A Wrinkle in Time only remember a centaur. I noticed a lot of people talking about the Gravity Falls complete series DVD. All I can say is it's amazing that Disney is partnering with somebody um, that would actually release a whole series, because Disney kind of has a hard time with releasing a whole series of anything. So it's kind of surprising to see them release Gravity Falls all together. But I think that's because the show has had such a big following, really big following. I slept through Lord of the Rings. The first time I saw it when I was 9 years old. Somebody asked me if there was a movie I ever slept through. So another movie that I slept through was Blade Runner. First time I saw Blade Runner. Um, it's always hard for me to stay awake. I was still able to see Blade Runner, but fell asleep through it. Anyways, actually, this is some plasticine I got. I got the wrong type of plasticine at Michael's, and this is the non-baked type of plasticine. So I had to go back and pick up a bakeable plasticine, and I've been going ahead and making some baked plasticine models. This is something I've been working on. Let's see if I can show you guys another thing I've been working on. Here's a little sculpture I put together, baked plasticine. This little guy, I want to make into probably mold him in resin and make a model out of him. Blade Runner 2049 is an amazing movie that I actually didn't sleep during. Thank you. And I'm amazed at how many people have responded to the "See You Later" video. It it really made me reconsider how I make things, because like I did not expect the response I did, and all I could say is thank you. I'm a man of few words. If you haven't noticed by my reviews, so thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and yeah, I'm not quitting the show. Just making some big changes. I hope I didn't give people the wrong impression, and I don't want to give the people the impression that it was just for the sake of a cheap gag, because I feel like a lot of people have taken it the wrong way and think that I'm quitting the show, which is not true. It's just that I needed to find a way to change the format, and again, I'm not quitting the show. Just change the format. I will be making at least 3 videos a month, which doesn't sound like that much, but if you do it like every week, it'll feel like you're getting a video every week. It's just that 3 videos a month seems more reasonable. But I may make 4 videos out of a whim. I mean, if I ever do make a fourth video out of the for every week in the month, that would be awesome. I may do vlogs out of my car. I feel like a lot of people have responded well to those, so I might continue that. Seem if anybody's noticed, it seems like nobody's really upset about me rambling on and on and on as I am right now. So I guess you could say people like it when I ramble about crazy stuff. So I guess I'll keep those vlogs going. The Samurai Jack ending, I thought it was done very well. I do think with a lot of people, the Ashi relationship kind of, you know, kind of turned out the way I don't know if I should say it like that. I don't know. I was really happy with the Samurai Jack ending. I'm not one of those people that hated it. Thought it was good. There is no fifth Shrek movie. It's called Puss in Boots. It It was a spin-off of Shrek. Let's see what else. Bill Murray performance. Favorite Bill Murray performance? Oh, that is a great one. Um, Groundhog's Day is an amazing film. Love that movie. Garfield, obviously. Bill Murray is Garfield. Like, you can hate that. Lorenzo Music, for starters. I think he passed away before that point anyways. So, it'd be kind of weird to make that joke. I really don't know what else to say. I feel like I kind of got all my points across. In case anybody's missed this stream, I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart if you felt like I misled you. I'm not quitting the show. I'm still continuing my reviews. But I will say I'm not leaving. It's fun making these videos. It's fun getting to draw. I'll probably post these on my Instagram. I'll post a link to my Instagram through social media. So I think this might be a good time for me to head out. Ooh. Can I draw Animat? You know, you guys just know how to bring me back. I feel like Al Pacino from Godfather Part 3. I try to get out, but they bring me back in. So yes, I'm gonna go draw Animat again. I actually drew him in another live stream on my Facebook. If anybody goes to my Facebook fan page, you'll see that I drew Animat in a live stream before. Drawing with his fedora. I know he's grown his hair recently, right? Hasn't he grown his hair? Yeah, recently, it's been a while. And yes, in case anybody's curious, it's going to be another long guy drawing. Yeah, boy. Man with the fancy hat. Hey dudes, it's Animat. Okay. Very quick, short, to the point. Thoughts. Shoot away. Nine out of 10. Yeah, I think I could do better. I think this is where I leave you guys. I don't know, I feel like I'm all talked out. Okay. Alright. I guess this is how I keep the stream going, drawing more. I will draw some jerk with a camera. Because why not? It's interesting because some jerk has, I met him in life too. He seems taller in his videos, but he's not actually that tall. He's actually, it's kind of like my height. It's been a while since I've seen him. I saw him in MagFest one year, which I thought was kind of surprising, considering that, I feel like if I'm drawing some jerk with a camera, he's going to be freaking out about something. Oh yeah, he does have a beard. He does have kind of a beard, doesn't he? Forgot that he has kind of a beard. This is what I got so far with some jerk. It'd be kind of hard for me to draw Shaun the Sheep without reference, but here's some jerk I got so far. I gotta give him his signature black shirt. Go ahead and give him his signature black shirt. Gotta be freaking about something. Knowing Tony. Oh shit. Oh, excuse my language, guys. Looks like I gave him feet for hands. What's up with that? And a Tony with feet for hands. That's why he's freaking out. He's got feet for hands. What did I do there? Wow. Oh, I didn't give him a thumb. That's why. I got a foot for a hand. I got a foot for a hand. I feel like that's something that would happen in one of Tony's videos. I got a foot for a hand. What's up for that? That hand did not turn out the way I thought it would. What are you guys' thoughts? What do you think? What do you think? Tony with a foot for a hand. Pan pizza. Pan pizza. You know, I technically drew pan pizza once as part of a gag for the That Fellow in the Coats Contributor Awards. Had a chance to do that. Draw pan pizza. Might be kind of hard for me to draw pan pizza. Yeah, I think I need reference for pan pizza. Let's see here. Yeah, I know. I'm getting reference for a drawing. So any more concerns in regards to my reviews? Does anybody have any other concerns they want to talk about? Because I'll be more than happy to address those. I don't think I remember that episode of Pal for Gary. Is that a post-season 3 episode? Yeah, not leaving. Cartoon Palooza is still staying. Just making some big changes. Oh, SpongeBob is an easy character to draw. But I think I want to focus... Yeah, the rating system is going to stay the same. I actually did something cool with the ratings. I'm not going to say what it is, but you'll have to find out in the next videos what I do with the rating systems. Show dogs, no. I'm not looking forward to that. Do you guys know that they're going to be making a Dr. Dolittle remake? But not even like a Dr. Dolittle remake with Eddie Murphy, but like a Dr. Dolittle for... and I guess I'm saying that because of Show Dogs with talking animals. But a Dr. Dolittle remake for the original Dr. Dolittle with Richard Attenborough, I think it's... You know, welcome to Jurassic Park. That's how I'll refer to a person by one line he says. Let's see, pan pizza. No, I get pan pizza, actual pan pizza, not the character pan pizza. YouTube. There we go. Rex Harrison? No, not Rex Harrison. Rebel Taxi. Yeah, type in Rebel Taxi would have been better. But I already got it, so it's all good. Let's see. It's kind of an easy drawing. I'm not saying that'd be rude. It's just a very easy drawing to pull off. But I'll do it anyways. You're kind. It's the least I can do for making a video where I mislead people into thinking I'm quitting a show. So I think it's only fair. It is only fair for me to do this. And again, if I misled anybody, I apologize. I really do. It was not the intent at all for me to mislead anybody. And if you're rude and you're angry, I completely understand if you're frustrated at me. That was not the intention. The cool thing about pan pizza is he's got like a nice, thick outline. So I'm going to reflect that. I don't have a Sharpie with me. It'd be very easy for me to have a Sharpie. So there's a start to it, and I'm just going to go ahead and thicken, extra thick outline. Extra thick. Not a joke or anything, I'm saying extra thick, boy. Because why not? It's an extra thick line. Like Ashi. Extra thick. Ooh. Oh. Speaking of extra thick, I recommend you guys check out Bat Metal Returns. No, Bat Metal Forever. Okay, if anybody follows these reviews, not reviews, these videos on YouTube, it's called Bat Metal. Very well animated Batman videos that take Deathlock music and turn them into Batman related videos. Like, yeah, that's that's something you guys should check out. Bat Metal, and I'm saying extra thick because Barbara Gordon's in it, and yeah, there's some very interesting animation with her going on. Just gonna put it out that way. Probably spur some outrage, I think, because as far as like representation goes, women in the media, not that good. But I don't think it was done to be mean spirited. I think it fits the style of the video. But that's just me. Yeah, Batman is definitely an NSFW. Smurfs are easy. Don't know about drawing a Smurf. Kind of fun to draw a Smurf though. Let's see here. All right, so that was the outline I gave Pan. Got a lot of Despicable Me questions, probably coming from the same person. No, I haven't seen Despicable Me 3 yet, and I think that's it's kind of hard for me to follow through with every animated film that came out last year. Can't believe I'm doing all these sketches with just a marker. I'm not doing any pencil. Normally when I sketch, I draw with a pencil underneath, but I guess I just feel confident enough to just draw with Pan Pizza is an interesting design. It's kind of a Craig McCracken type of design where it's all leg, short little body. So I'm going to reflect that and do like a whole body sketch. Kind of like he's doing a chicken dance though for some reason. Like he's just folding his arms for some reason. This is Pan Pizza doing chicken dance. Cause why not? I think I may actually have to stop this stream soon because I may be running out of battery power. And I do need to save this at some point. Thank you for your kind words. I appreciate that. But if you guys got any other questions, feel free to ask. I did see Fritz the Cat, and very NSFW. Very interesting opinions from its creator, R. Crumble, who I followed for years. Kind of stopped because I kind of have the same opinion that I have of R. Crumb that I do for John K. He's kind of a creep. So that's kind of my impression. Ooh, Home. That is a turd of a film. Mostly just uninteresting in how uninteresting the movie that movie is. Oh my gosh! If anybody just came into the live stream, I've noticed that people are saying that they just came in. In case you just came into this, I'm gonna readdress what I said before. I'm not quitting the Cartoon Palooza, and I probably said this like 10 times already in the vlog. The intent of me making the video that I made last month was kind of a way where I could address concerns, things I wanted to change, and I know it gave the impression that I was going to quit. It wasn't out of being a gag for April Fools. I just think that it came across like that, and I apologize. Uh, I just feel like I wanted to make some changes as far as the show goes. That's going to be different from what I did before. There is no Patreon. That's changed for sure. So no need to make paid requests. I feel like if I was really in a strap, and I really felt like, you know, producing the show would have been hard financially. I do it, but right now I find no need to have the Patreon. Trying to think of anything else to say. Shorter videos. Cartoon Palooza shorties may just become Cartoon Palooza reviews at this point. I feel like if I'm gonna make a video that's 5 minutes anyways, you may as well just call it a Cartoon Palooza video. Oh, I had an idea because someone's asking me about the best and worst animated films of 2017. I know I technically didn't make that. I may do it. I may not do it. I find it too late in the year to do a best of 2017. But I had an idea. How cool would it be if I did a video that was similar to the average films of 2016? Where I couldn't really say they were best, they were really great movies or really terrible movies. They were just kind of okay films, and I kind of just do like a long discussion on those films, and not just pertaining to like last year, this year, but like, you know, animated films from 1998, the average films of 1998, or the average animated films from 2004, and just make a long video talking about the average films. Kind of like what Your Movie Sucks does for like the best of, you know, this year, 2007, 2008. I don't know. That was just something I was kind of playing around with. Um, let's see. I did review Smurfs The Lost Village, but I actually was not happy with the way that video turned out, so I decided to drop ship on that review. Um, my voice is getting hoarse. Should get some water. You guys are a bad influence. I gotta stop. I gotta stop this stream. Um, Ralph Boschke. I will say I think Ralph Boschke is a good reviewer. Would like to. He's not a reviewer. He's a filmmaker. What am I talking about? Now I'm just saying random shit. Again, excuse my language. Ralph Boschke is an interesting filmmaker. That's all I'll say about Ralph Boschke. I feel like there's a lot more to say about Ralph Boschke. He directed one of my favorite animated films, Heavy Traffic. It's one of my favorites. Yeah. Don't know what else to say, guys. Don't know what else to say. I want to thank you guys. This has been a lot of fun. This is a good opportunity for me to answer your questions, do some drawings, to do. And if you had any other questions that you're asking now, they've probably been answered before, because I am seeing very similar questions before. Trying to think. Yeah, any other questions? You can always ask me in my other videos. You can always message me. You could always post them on my Facebook page. But these are always a lot of fun to make. And again, I am going to say this. If you were misled into thinking that I'm quitting the show, that's not the case at all. I apologize if that was, you know, what it came across like. That wasn't my intention. Not quitting the review show. I'm just needed to make some big changes, hence the soft reboot idea. Kung Fu Panda will be coming next Saturday, followed by Curse of the Were-Rabbit, then followed by Woody Woodpecker. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I filmed those reviews, and let me tell you, yeah. I'll let it do the idea of fan mail. I'll probably message you. I'll probably comment more about that later. But this has been a lot of fun. Have a happy Easter, a happy Passover, and happy April Fools. Take care, guys.